Hey, what's up? It's Jonathan, and today what I'd like to talk to you about is prioritizing the different types of relationships you have in your life. Depending on who you are, you may be one of these types of people, but I'm just using these two extreme types of people to kind of demonstrate the range, right? One is polarized from the other. Now, the first type of person I'm talking about is somebody who is very dependent upon the validation of their family. They can't make any decisions about how to live their lives. They try to make sure that their mom and their dad are okay with their decisions, basically doing everything for their parents' approval. Now, that is an extreme example. Believe it or not, we do get a lot of students who struggle with this internally. It can be very challenging, especially if for most of your life, you've been on some level dependent upon your parents' validation and your parents' direction, right? They guided you throughout life. They helped you make good decisions. But now that you're an adult, it's time to step up and make those good decisions for yourself. Your parents probably tried the best that they could with the resources they had. It doesn't mean they're perfect, but at the same time, it's important to understand that you are ultimately responsible for your life. Okay, now the second type of person is the overly ambitious. Somebody who is completely all about their goals. They cut out their friends, they cut out their family. Maybe they have some very toxic family members who just are completely abusive, and there's no point in hanging out with those family members, right? There's no real utility there emotionally or financially. I don't know if I necessarily agree with this. People change over time, so maybe they can change too. I don't know. But for the most part, you got to ask, is this something worth doing or not? It depends on your family members. If spending time with your friends and family rejuvenates you on some level, I think you should spend more time with those people. On the flip side, if spending a little bit of time with them helps rejuvenate you, but you spend a few days too many, and that starts to actually make you slide backwards in your goals, well, then you've figured out the sweet spot. You need to go hang out with your peers again, or your mentors. So do an audit, figure out who drains you in life or who adds to your life, and then figure out the perfect amount of time you'll need to spend with that person to basically optimize the chances of achieving your goals. There's probably no objective way to really do this. You kind of have to eyeball it, so to speak. But either way, try to figure out more or less a ballpark, the amount of time you want to spend with your friends, your loved ones, and your peers, so that you can get the best out of life. So, okay, people tend to fall on two ends of the spectrum. Some people are purely goal-driven, right? Cut the family members out. On the other end, I do think there's a lot of people who spend a little bit too much time with their friends and family, and they may even build up a bit of resentment. Their family's not even that bad, but they just get in the habit of maybe complaining about their family members and starting drama and all this and that. In this case, they just need to spend less time with those family members. The old self-help saying is, familiarity breeds contempt. So perhaps you're just spending a little bit too much time with your family members, and that's over time creating drama, right? You're not forced to actually really try to soak up and spend good quality time with those family members because you're always with them, right? You're not able to appreciate the time with them. So in that case, yes, you probably need to spend a little bit less time with them. Now on the flip side, ambitious person, maybe you're spending too much time with your mentors and your peers. Now, just because they can help you in life doesn't mean they don't have traits or qualities about them that could actually influence you in negative ways too, right? Say you hang out with a mentor, very good at making money, but they have a gambling problem. If you're around that all the time, that's going to start to rub off on you. So it's important to give yourself some space from that mentor so that they don't influence you in a negative way. And I don't care how strong your willpower is, if you spend enough time with somebody, it's going to change you. The average of the 5 people we spend our time with. So here's another thing. Say you're trying to meet people, you're trying to socialize, you're trying to find somebody who's a good fit for you. What you should be looking for, if you want children, is a potential partner that can help you raise children. That should be the first thing that you're screening for. Is this person a good parent? Somebody you can rely on, right? All these factors are important and worth considering. You know, if you're just looking at somebody's looks, for example, you could be setting yourself up for a lot of wasted time and energy and resentment in the future. So that's why it's really important to understand what it is you're looking for in people in general before you're making new friends, before you're making romantic partners, because if you don't, that situation may actually be taking more than it's giving to you, and that's problematic. So again, it's worth thinking about these things ahead of time, but also auditing the situation you're in now so that you can make adjustments that benefit you. That being said, just a quick public service announcement. You don't have a lot of time with your parents. You know, my parents, they're in their 70s now, and maybe they have 30 years, 40 years at best. Who knows with, modern technology, how extended people's lives could be. But you don't really have 40 years. You only have 2 times you can see them for 20 years. I mean, how much is that, right? Okay, you only get 40 times to see your parents in all that time. So it's not as much as you would think. So that's why it's really important to make sure that you schedule time for the people you really value in your life. I don't know what your relationship is like with your parents, but even if it's not that good, I don't want you to have any regrets. So I think it's very important to schedule time with your parents and your family if you can as well. We don't know how much time we have. And one strange way to look at your relationships is every single relationship you're in is going to end someday. It's kind of a wild thing to think about. But think about that. Every relationship you're going to have is going to end. You're going to die. They might die. They may get separated from you for a bunch of years. And then maybe you see them again later and they're not that same person. It's a different relationship. And then maybe you just never see them again one day. That relationship is going to end. Even if you find your perfect partner and you marry them and live happily ever after, guess what? Someday you're going to die. Then maybe you see them again in the afterlife and hopefully they still like you for eternity. But either way, your relationships are going to end. So it's very important to select and time box the amount of time you want to spend with your various relationships. How much time are you going to spend on your parents? How much time are you going to spend with your loved ones or your family members or your best friends, your childhood friends, or most importantly, your child? If you're going to spend time with them, are you going to spend time with them on your phone, or are you going to be giving them your full time and attention, quality time? There's a lot of parents out there who spend a lot of time with their kids, but are they spending quality time with those kids? This is all something to think about. Quality time with your spouse, quality time with your parents, right? Choose the amount of time you want to spend so that moment in time is actually limited. Therefore, it's more valuable. It's not commoditized. Another important point I want to make is, what's your end goal, right? What is your bigger, higher purpose? When you're laying on your deathbed, are you going to be proud about your life? Are you going to be happy that you made those decisions that you made? Are you going to have some regrets? Perhaps you're going to regret, I don't know, if you're the overly ambitious person, maybe you didn't spend enough time with your parents and they passed away and you wish you had more time. Or maybe you didn't have kids and you regret that. For some of you, you have been pressured to have kids by your parents. And if you do have kids, you might be a little bit resentful because of that prevents you from accomplishing your goals. I don't know. Everybody's a unique snowflake. But for the most part, I just want you to think for yourself here, right? Try to visualize what it's like. That visualization can actually help you live your life appropriately, prioritizing how you spend your time. Because again, at the end of the day, when you're on your deathbed, you're going to look back and you're going to wonder, did I spend the amount of time I wanted to with my parents, my grandparents, cousins, my best friends? Did I spend enough quality time with my kids? Did I spend enough quality time with my spouse? Did I go for my dreams? Did I really go for it? Did I really try my best to leave a legacy? Did you do your best to really squeeze the juice out of life? Did you do your best to have a positive impact on the world? Was your existence a net negative for Earth, or was it a net positive? Hopefully you're trying to go for that net positive. Or did you just live a life that you wanted to live without other people dictating to you how to do that? Did you live your life for yourself? Are you going to take time out for yourself? Are you going to maybe go to a meditation retreat or take a hike by yourself? Are you going to have fun, interesting stories that no one in the world knows other than you, that you save specifically for you because you honor yourself too? Whatever your overall higher purpose is, I want you to think about that, because this is going to help you prioritize who you want to hang out with, when you want to hang out with them, and for how long you want to hang out with them, and get in the habit of spending quality time with these people so that you're not being watered down. This is all going to depend on you, what you want out of life. So it's important to be completely honest with yourself. And that way, again, you can prioritize how much time you want to spend with everybody. So with that, I just want to thank you for watching this video. If you like this content, please hit that subscribe button and little notification bell. This is Jonathan in Honolulu, Hawaii, wishing you a great day and evening. Take care. Peace.